Well, good morning. It is Wednesday, March 3rd. I hope you're having a great start to your day. I'm Danielle Wiggins with your 3 News Now morning update. As always, feel free to share your thoughts on the stories covered in this edition of 3 News Now. You can also let me know your name and where you're watching from. Hollie Strano is joining us in just a moment, but here's a look at the stories we'll be covering this morning. We are following developing news as the Indians react to reports they allegedly mishandled Mickey Callaway's sexual misconduct allegations. Also, new mass gathering rules are in effect in Ohio today, but there are still protocols that need to be followed. We'll explain. And Hollie Strano has an emotional story about a local woman turning her pain into a new purpose and how you can help her on this journey. But first, sunny skies are taking over downtown Cleveland. We'll take it over to Hollie Strano now, who is tracking spring-like temperatures for us in the upcoming days.
Thanks, Danielle, and it is looking lovely as we talk afternoon weather hour by hour on your National Design Mart forecast. We're seeing the numbers really get up there today. Normal high is 42, and we'll surpass that, and most of you will end up in that low 50 range. Look at how nice it looks even at 6 o'clock this evening. So if you're one that is thinking, I'm not going to get home till later on, you still have plenty of time to take advantage. Then we start to see more cloud cover as we head into this evening and tonight. A weak little system as far as precipitation. There might just be a random flurry, but what we are going to notice is cooler numbers as we head into the end of the work and school week. We'll be in the 30s tomorrow with mainly overcast skies, so that's a big change from today. Also in the 30s on Friday with a bit more sunshine, partly cloudy skies Saturday, but still holding in the 30s. By Sunday, it is more seasonal, 40 degrees, plenty of sun. And then would you just take a look at next week? It's going to be spring fever big time with highs in the mid-50s Monday. And by Tuesday, we're talking close to 60. Back to you, Danielle.
All righty, thank you, Hollie. And we continue to follow developing news. The reports in the journal, the sports journal, The Athletic, about allegations concerning former Indians pitching coach Mickey Callaway. It's reported he was inappropriate with several women, and though the Indians front office says they were unaware at the time, others don't believe that, including manager Terry Francona's own son. Nick Francona blasted his dad and the Indians organization after finding out that the team staff might have known what was going on behind closed doors. Nick took to Twitter saying, quote, "When the news about Mickey Callaway's behavior first came out earlier this year, I confronted my father, Chris Antonetti, and others with the Cleveland Indians. I wanted to know why they didn't say anything to me when the Mets hired Mickey Callaway and they gave him a strong endorsement. My father lied to me and said, well, he didn't know." The Indians also released a statement reading in part, "Our organization continues to actively cooperate with MLB on their investigation into Mickey Callaway. It is important that we honor the confidentiality and integrity of that investigation. While we don't believe the reporting to date reflects who we are as an organization, we will not comment further on the specifics of this matter." So the specifics of this matter. And of course, we will continue to follow this story as it develops. And of course, we're covering it all day and as this story unfolds. So make sure to head to WKYC.com for the very latest. Plus, we have Terry Francona's response to his son's statements, and that is posted on WKYC.com. And new overnight, no international fans will be allowed at the Tokyo Olympics this summer. A Japanese newspaper says the decision was made to exclude foreign fans, but an official announcement has not been made. The Olympics are set to open on July 23rd. And in other news, smaller steps to return back to normal are being taken here in Ohio. State officials have officially eased COVID-19 restrictions, allowing for spectators at sporting events and entertainment venues. Ohio's health director authorized a 25% capacity at indoor sporting events and a 30% capacity at outdoor sports events and venues. On top of that, a revision allowing for larger events such as funerals, proms, weddings, and other gatherings as long as COVID-19 protocols are followed. The 300-person limit for banquet centers was also lifted. Meantime, a warning from the CDC director. Well, she says all of our progress in reducing transmission could be wiped out by variants. So she is issuing and urging Americans to stay strong, social distance, and continue to wear that well-fitted mask. And moving to Texas, beginning next Wednesday, all businesses in the state can reopen at full capacity and their mask mandate will be lifted. However, Governor Greg Abbott signed a new executive order allowing for restrictions to return should hospitalizations of COVID-19 patients top 15% for more than 7 consecutive days. But in the wake of Governor Abbott's removal of the mask mandate and opening Texas 100%, the Dallas Mavericks and Dallas Stars say they will not make any changes to their current safety protocols and capacities. The state of Mississippi also lifting its mask mandate starting today. Businesses will now be allowed to operate at full capacity. At the same time, President Joe Biden is sharing hopes for enough vaccine for all adult Americans soon. As part of his COVID-19 briefing, the president says there should be enough doses by the end of May. That's 2 months earlier than expected. He also wants every educator to receive at least 1 shot by the end of this month.
To help make this happen, starting next week and for the month of March, we'll be using our federal pharmacy program to prioritize the vaccination of pre-K through 12 educators and staff and child care workers.
The president also hailed Merck, the rival of Johnson & Johnson, for agreeing yesterday to help expand the production of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. And now to the latest in our series, 21 Strong. This morning, Hollie Strano has the story of a woman who is turning her own pain into purpose. And right now, that purpose is to reach out and help those struggling the most in this pandemic.
Lori Vick is known to many as a broadcasting veteran and media relations pro. At ease in front of cameras and crowds.
My name is Lori Vick.
Though right now, she is anything but at ease.
This pandemic that we're in is going to be leading to the next pandemic, which is a mental health pandemic.
Her greatest concern? Young people and the 12 months of isolation they've endured.
Lack of extracurricular activities, not being with their friends, spending 75% of their waking hours on screen time.
Her focus now? To help people and erase the stigma surrounding mental illness, a mission born from Vic's greatest sorrow.
15 years ago, my husband of nearly 25 years, John, lost his battle with depression and died by suicide.
A vibrant man, smart and outgoing, friends and a loving family that adored him.
People thought his life was charmed and he had everything, but he also had a mental disease. You know, he was able to mask it until he wasn't able to mask it.
From her own grief, Vic found purpose. John's mental health issues started early in life. So now she uses his legacy to help young people before they learn to mask, just like John did.
So we have to get at these young people to get them good mental health before their brains become hardwired.
And she's doing that through her work with Life Act, a program that goes into schools and teaches children to recognize signs of depression in themselves and in their friends.
Up to 12% of the students to whom we deliver our program reach out and say that they are at risk. And Life Act has strong connections. We are not counselors, but we have strong connections, and we get the kids the help they need.
And kids need help more than ever. In a survey last May, 61% of teens reported increased feelings of loneliness. 43% reported depression. Life Act never stopped providing help while schools went remote. They've stayed connected by computer, by phone, whatever it takes.
And we know that we have saved lives.
Saving lives is the greatest gift from a life Lori Vick never could have imagined. She is strong and steadfast in her calling. That we be courageous enough to talk openly and honestly about our mental health and the mental health of those we love. She does it for herself, and she does it for John.
And I have to be his voice in order to have his legacy of the love and the joy that he brought into my life live on.
And so on the screen is a hotline number for anyone experiencing a mental health battle. It's 844-604-LIFE. You can also watch Hollie's entire interview with Lori on WKYC.com. Turning to entertainment, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse is the new home of the Rock Hall induction ceremony. It's a bit of a bittersweet move, but one the city of Cleveland knows is necessary right now. The move to host the October 30th event at the Fieldhouse was announced yesterday and is partly due to the pandemic, but it's also to get more people to the event. The move changes power from a city-owned event to a private one.
A sense of loss, yes, but we want to keep this event in Cleveland on the schedule that we're on. We have to make sure that these sponsors are able to raise money and have as big a venue as possible.
The move is part of a multi-year partnership, which includes a City Edition court and Cavs uniforms with a nod to the Rock Hall. And talking about rock stars, well, the iconic Dionne Warwick, one of this year's Rock Hall nominees, has become quite the Twitter sensation over the past few months. And now she's responded to one of Cleveland's most popular Twitter accounts. The Northeast Ohio Regional Sewer District tweeted her saying, "We are a utility, but your Twitter is the true public service." To which Warwick responded, "LOL, what?" So the 79-year-old says her niece got her started on Twitter and that she's learning more each day. Okay, a sure sign summer is around the corner. There are new plans for the Brew Boat that runs along the Cuyahoga River. The boats will actually be a little smaller than the ones that you're seeing on your screen here. They'll hold 10 people each to adhere to COVID-19 protocols. The new boats will be able to run up to 20 times each day and won't require any pedaling as they're not cycling boats. So look out for these in mid-June. So thank you for taking the time to join me for this 3 News Now morning update. Our digital team will continue to bring you the stories making headlines around Northeast Ohio and beyond. Stay connected to our social media accounts and WKYC.com throughout the day. I'm Danielle Wiggins, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on Go starting at 4:30 a.m.